The Reggio Emilia approach to education. Reggio Emilia is a unique educational approach that focuses on preschool and primary education. It is an approach that values the child as strong, capable, and rich with wonder and curiosity. This approach sees every child's potential to drive their interest to understand the world and their place within it. The Reggio Emilia approach originated in the town and surrounding area of Reggio Emilia, Italy, in the early 1940s. This movement towards progressive and cooperative early childhood education was developed by a teacher by the name of Loris Malaguzzi. After World War II, Malaguzzi and other parents believed that children were in need of a new way of learning. They believed that children form their own personalities during early years of development and that children are endowed with 100 languages through which they can express their ideas. The aim of this Reggio Emilia approach, which many preschools and elementary schools follow in some way, is to teach using symbolic languages like painting, sculpting, and drawing in everyday life. The belief that children have rights and should be given opportunities to develop their potential were essential in the following set of principles and core values of this approach. First, children must have some control over the direction of their learning. Rather than being seen as the target of instruction, children are driven by their own interests in order to learn. Andra Young, for example, head teacher of a Reggio-inspired school in San Francisco, says that students in her classroom were showing an interest in building. She decided to bring wood stumps and building materials into the classroom. While exploring how to hammer nails, the children were given the opportunity to reinforce math skills, problem solving, and emerging literacy, all in relationship to their hands-on project. The second core value of the Reggio Emilia approach is a strong focus on social collaboration and working in groups where every child is an equal participant. Through interactions with others, children will not only learn to be able to understand themselves and their place in the world, but will also learn that their thoughts and questions are valued. The teacher is not the giver of knowledge. Instead, the children search out their own knowledge through their own investigations. Children are listened to with respect, and through questioning, they are given an opportunity to learn and search together. Instead of the child asking questions and the teacher offering answers, the exploration is undertaken together. It is a collaborative process. The potential for the environment to inspire children is at the center of this approach. The natural development of children and the close relationship they share with the environment are seen as a third teacher, in which every material is considered for its purpose to encourage children and to delve deeper into their interests. A Reggio Emilia classroom environment also encourages collaboration, communication, and most importantly, exploration. The space is a reflection on the belief that children are capable by providing them with materials and tools to discover. There is an important emphasis on documenting children's thoughts by making their ideas visible in many ways. The idea of hanging photographs and drawings is designed to show the children's learning process and make learning more noticeable and evident throughout the classroom. The most well-known core value of the Reggio approach is the belief that children use 100 different languages that all must be valued and nurtured. Children use many different ways to show their understanding and express their thoughts and creativity. Following this approach, thinking and discovery can be done through drawing, sculpting, dance and movement, painting, music, and even pretend play. These are all important parts of a child that must be fostered. Learning and play should not be separated. The emphasis on hands-on discovery allows children to use all of their senses and all of their languages to learn. Rather than planning curriculum in advance, Reggio Emilia takes a child-led approach. Instead, teachers observe their children, listen to them, find what interests them, and then provide opportunities to explore their interests further. Through the Reggio Emilia approach, teachers are guides, observers, documenters, and advocates for children. As a student in ED 329, Philosophy of Education, this is an important approach to be aware of. Through this approach, we can see how important and helpful it is for teachers to really get to know their students and their students' interests. It is through the active role of the teacher as a collaborative guide and observer that children's learning experiences become more beneficial. By getting to know the children and focusing on their interests, students will be more engaged in lessons and willing to fully immerse themselves in their education. As we know from the course readings, John Dewey believed in human growth through experiences and the idea that, quote, every time the quality of a person's experience alters, so does his or herself, end quote, from page 26 of Ethical Visions of Education. He believed that through the course of any experience, the self can become more knowledgeable, sensitive, and aware. This is a very similar idea to what Loris Malaguzzi and the Reggio Emilia approach follows. As we continue our service learning at Barnum School, read Mission High, and learn about new philosophies of education, we should consider the hands-on, child-centered, collaborative approach as a means of successful learning. This unique emphasis on children learning through experiences will give children the ability to use all their languages to learn and understand their true potential in this world.